Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another day of South America DPC Division 2. We have ourselves an interesting matchup. One of the teams that is kind of contesting to try and get away from that bottom spot where they're tied up right now with Wolf Team. That is Inverse, and their opponents are actually a team that has done pretty well for themselves so far. And that is, of course, the Gorilla's Pride. My name is Dktruman, and joining me for the cast is Wingblade. Well, what are your thoughts behind this opening match?
I'm just very curious what gorillas are proud of. Like, it really got me thinking.
I mean, they are pretty big, like muscular. They've got very nice pink asses. I guess that's, something to be proud of.
True. Those are indeed very important factors to pride. Yeah. No, that makes total sense. Like maybe having the biggest back or the highest amount of bananas.
Yeah.
It actually all makes sense now. No further questions, Your Honor.
He knows exactly now why. Isn't it called... No, wait, that's a lion group, right? It's called a pride? What's a group of gorillas? Oh, well.
I'm not sure.
Maybe it's also a pride. Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see what it is going to be, because the draft has started and we'll be jumping in immediately to see what the picks are going to be. And it looks like they banned out the Dusa, and, well, the Weaver is like a hard 100% ban every single time, but the Tide is also a fan favorite of the region.
So apparently a group of gorillas is called a troop.
Hello, friend.
Okay.
The more you know.
Yep. It's always very useful to know that kind of stuff. I know that a crows, like a group of crows, is called a murder, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know who came up with it, but it sounds amazing. So far.
Snappler.
Interesting start to the draft. Minus armor on one hand with two strength heroes, and the other one more of a guerrilla warfare type of draft with the Hoodwink Tusk jumping out of the trees.
10 seconds. Radiant's turn to ban.
I'm curious where the Hoodwink is gonna play. And same for the Tusk. Because Hoodwink could technically be mid, offlane 4 or 5. Tusk could be 3, 4 or 5.
I saw Hoodwink offlane yesterday. It was, I think, Inverse that picked it themselves. They got destroyed because the Hoodwink literally did nothing.
5 seconds.
But that was actually a pretty cool game, because they were playing with, one side was playing with Io offlane and the other one with Hoodwink offlane. So you pretty much had 2 cores, 3 supports on both teams.
Seems good.
No. It really wasn't, though. They did manage to win because the Lesh went out of control, and in their Inverse opponents, well, they're top of the board for a reason.
Radiant's ban now.
Infinity Squad, but right now, I can see a mouse in my screen. Don't tell me I've got this bug again. Me and Kips a couple of days ago had it so that when the game started, we were watching one of the players' view, so we had to restart the entire game because Valve, I guess, broke something where we had literally player's view. I couldn't even see like half the map because of smoke and everything. Hopefully that's not the case.
Right. So you could do some first-person casting. Interesting.
Yeah, well, first-person cameras always make me very nauseous on how fast those people can like see stuff on the map.
Yeah. Watching a team fight in player perspective for a professional player is nauseating indeed. They go so fast. Maybe that's why I never made it controlling the camera with WASD. Oh well. We're gonna see a Monkey King ban, and Gorilla's Pride is taking their sweet time on this second phase ban. Don't they know that in the second phase you just have to ban random carries with high pick rate?
I mean, so far I'd just be careful of like a full-on armor reduction lineup. Always scary, the SF safe. I do think that last time, lately at least, they haven't really been picking SF safe lane anymore, which is surprising because it literally every time wins the lane.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, it's crazy because it became
5 seconds
popular
left.
very quickly and then it died out like overnight.
And I still don't know why. Because it was really
No
good.
one knows why.
Like, I was pretty impressed with how much work it did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hits really hard and he has such a strong level 15 timing, but apparently other heroes are strong too.
I mean, Dusa otherwise gets perma picked. This time, however, luckily enough banned because I'm getting a little bit tired of watching, you know, games go to 30 minutes and then, oh, the Dusa is too strong to kill. Okay, let's forfeit.
Yeah, Dusa is not the most exciting hero to watch. I just want Meepo to be strong again. That hero is always intense.
I want Brood to be strong again. Brood, Lone
no.
Druid. I mean, I don't... The problem is, if they're strong, it means that I'm going to have to face against them in my pubs, which is also a part that I don't like. But I like watching, you know, just like with the Tinker, I love pros, watching pros play Tinker. I don't want it ever in my games, ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to see like teams have a coordinated effort to try and shut down a Tinker and like crazy dives and huge plays, and in your team it's just a dude sitting in the
Radiant's banned
trees,
now.
rearming and shooting missiles, and you just want to go home.
Ah, Lord, you have the version where he literally just blinks on you and
Radiant's
keeps
turn
on
to
blinking on you, where it's literally, he's not hitting you, he's just on top of you and you can't move. So Timber saw a very good pickup against both a Tide and a Snap. Of course, amazing against strength-based heroes.
Mm-hmm. This is a very early Timber pick. I guess they're not
10
too scared
seconds.
because OD is already out. But still, this is leaving a lot of
seconds
time for Inverse to try and counter this pick.
With the Timber, I would assume that it's probably going to be a Hoodwink 4, because it's, you know, slightly
Dyer's
better for
turn to
roaming, and Tusk will probably get some, you know, safe lane, range. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a range hero, but Tusk can definitely bully out a Tidehunter if you add in pretty much anything with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a Gyro
10
5.
seconds.
That's also, like, something that continues to be played.
5 seconds left.
Even though when it pretty much came up, it was like you had those weird supports, Gyro support and Luna support, and it's so sad to me that Luna support is the one that died out.
Yeah, can't have
Radiant
everything
pick.
in life. Okay, I guess it's not gonna be Gyro's fault. Unless it's Witch Doctor Core, but that would be mildly surprising to me. Or it could be Snapfire mid, I suppose.
Tide position 5.
10
Okay,
seconds.
let's go.
It's 5 Witch Doctor, 3 Tide, 2
5 seconds
Snapfire,
left.
and 1 or 4
It's
Gyro.
Dyer's banned now.
Oh my god. Well, hey, if we don't have the Dusa, we might as well pick up the Sniper, even though it is also not necessarily the most fun hero to watch. Could have a problem in the laning stage if you're not careful. Does probably have the Tusk to
10
keep him
seconds.
out of harm's way.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
definitely
it's always really
dangerous.
scary to
5
play
seconds
against
left.
the Tusk, but really nice to play with the Tusk as a sniper.
You really need to make sure that you don't get
Radiant's
out of
turn to
position
ban.
once. Because if it's a Snapfire 4, which right now it looks very likely, and you cookie the Tide on top of the Sniper's just dead.
Mm-hmm.
If this is, of course, a safe lane Sniper, which currently I'm going off of. It could also still be a mid Sniper, which exists
10
for some
seconds.
reason. But with the creation of
5
all those
seconds
spirit
left.
heroes, I would definitely advise against the mid Sniper, because, well, once
It's
they get like
Dyer's
2-3
ban now.
levels on the Void Spirit, well, they're actually banning out all the spirit heroes currently. It becomes really
No
hard for a
spirits
Sniper to
allowed.
lane.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna pick as a match for Sniper, because Sniper is really annoying to deal with in lane. There are
10
very few
seconds.
heroes that actually win against him, even though he doesn't have a ton of base damage. He
5
just has a
seconds
great
left.
animation and The combination of headshot and take aim is pretty difficult to play against. I mean, I'm gonna use this game as like inspiration of how to beat this hero, because I honestly don't know either.
The safe lane sniper. Well, most of the time you just get like a Weaver and get on top of him, where it doesn't matter what range he has. But unfortunately for them, Weaver keeps getting permabanned.
Which is, I don't think safe lane sniper is that much of a problem. Because when you are on the safe/off lane, there is a lot more space to chase someone. On mid lane, someone just takes one step back and then they're at the tower. But we'll see.
Well, I assume it's gonna be a safe lane sniper, considering they're just constantly panning out mid laners on both sides.
Could be, yeah. Usually, I wouldn't be a huge fan of it, but against the Tidehunter, it's totally fine, because they can't really come close. Like, it is a really difficult lane if you're playing against a Slido or something, because they just run at you and start punching.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Dimmersaw is actually having a pretty tough lane, though. He's up against a Witch Doctor and a Gyro, which most likely is up against a Witch Doctor Gyro. That's like a gazillion magic damage. Oh, he should have a pretty tough lane. I assume both offlaners are going to struggle.
Yeah.
5 seconds
Like, Timber
left.
really relies on winning his lane, and against Witch Doctor Gyro, oof, good luck with that. So much magic damage.
Well, they actually banned out 3 of the spirits. There's only the Earth left.
Would be a pretty good pick here for inverse. Like, you can reliably get on top of the sniper. It's tanky. Okay.
This here's where you choose your hero.
Two pretty... tough cores to deal with on the Gorilla Sprite. Not necessarily if you get on top of them, but the problem lies more in getting on top of them. I mean, Lina Sniper are most of the time miles away from the fight, or, well, in Lina's case, just too fast to even catch. Even though they do have a bit of catch on the inverse side, it is going to be a pretty tough game in that regard, but it does look like a sniper save. Lina mid against the Quap. I mean, there's definitely kill potential on both sides, but Lina wins against, like, everything.
Yeah, it's curious to me that they pick up the Lina, because Lina and Sniper are literally the same hero. They just stand at a range and they turn off their brain and they A-click the enemy throne.
Well, it does mean that you've got a high ground push, especially if you put the Timbersaw in front, but that is pretty much Genex and Kara's job this game. They need to peel everyone off of the Sniper Lina, and they've got a little bit of cash on the inverse side. It's not superb, but definitely I'm expecting Blink Daggers on both the Tide and the Snap. And the Snap in that case with the Shard to get the stun in. And the Quap added in. It could be very dangerous, especially for the Sniper. I think Lina should be a lot more comfortable because, well, the first item is bot, second item is BKB.
Yeah, let's see if the double Sniper pick can work for G-Pride.
I'm gonna have to quickly restart my Dota because I literally only see the Radiant team's camera.
Oh, already missed first blood.
Oh,
Feels
if
bad,
only.
man.
Well, maybe they can pause right now.
I see a 5-man smoke, but it's just avoiding smoke.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes, Steam was unable to blah 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 with blah blah blah. You know, have had some issues with your syncing your cloud with the... What? Syncing the cloud? Come on.
Right. Nothing has been missed so far. Just teams standing on hills menacingly.
Well, I'd be more terrified of the Lina Sniper high ground. How are you going to push against that is actually the big problem here. Like, if they stand on the high ground, there's no chance that you can push against a Sniper Lina with a Gyrocopter as your building hitter.
Also, Gyro just ruined his own lane by eating a Fairy Fire. Game is practically over.
Yeah, GG, well played. 47
Boy,
attack damage, garbage.
Begin!
Yep.
Whew. Okay, Meepo. Play your
He
cards
just
right.
reduced
This
his
gig will
damage
land
by
on
like
easy
5%.
street.
Feels bad, man.
Still is the weirdest thing to see quelling blades on literally every safe laner.
Mm-hmm.
So on Sniper, I mean, well, actually both of them have garbage auto attack damage. Only the difference is Sniper, of course, has that fairy fire for the extra 2. Starting off to get a first blood top lane. I don't really know what G Pride would. Okay. Interesting choice. They both walk out, which does nothing, and then they just TP towards the bottom lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe if they got a better block, they would have had a chance. Ooh, look.
Tag team.
Being popped on the bottom lane.
Plus sniper headshot, always great. Monty, dropping low. Doesn't want to pop his healing salve already, because it's sad. It's $100 that you're wasting.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that is kind of the point of buying it, right? When you're low.
But you just want it for, you know, viewing purposes.
Mm-hmm.
The threat of the healing salve is scarier than the healing salve itself.
It looks so shiny.
Rip all of them tangos though.
Deforestation is a serious issue, people.
Swap mid, not too surprising. Losing against Alina wouldn't be the first, definitely won't be the last.
Yeah, especially because she doesn't have a point in blink, so every time she comes close for the shadow strike, she just eats a dragon slave and like 3 auto attacks.
That mid lane is gonna need some infused raindrops, AX sap.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely an item I should buy more. I always forget about the fact that that item exists, and then I just, you know, as a 4 or 5 position support, you walk around and then boom. Oh, I just got one shot. Cool.
But if you buy raindrops, you get 1 shot, and they also take away like 225 gold. Feels bad, man.
Yeah. But I'm just such a greedy support. Who cares about 225 gold?
Good point.
Just play Coddle, farm your course stacks, easy.
Imbecile actually having a pretty good lane here at top. Hasn't really felt too pressured by this Witch Doctor at all.
You kind of need Maldic level 2 to do any damage with it.
Mm-hmm. Of course, he is taking literally no right click. Ooh, that's a good Witch Doctor.
Thanks and have fun.
That one was pretty neat by Dismar.
A sniper is dead too, though. Most likely.
Oh, tried. Is actually the one dying first, so XP for now the process. Some nice trades coming out, while in the meantime Quap trying to take down the Lina in mid. Does have a fairy fire, he's trying to bait Miggy in, but the bait was a nice attempt, however not that well thought of, and Lina will just be able to recharge the bottle, probably even grab the water rune, and then be back to full HP in the river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta love those mid lane matchups where both the heroes are squishy glass cannons. But Quap is almost a full level behind now.
Still not picking up the blink. Just in a dangerous game at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. Let's get the boots now, which is gonna help a little bit, but still. It's not the dream start.
Oh, stealing 2 bounty runes as well. That's still the starting of the game bounty rune on the floor there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's a big fat
That is
mistake.
sad. Yep.
That is one of those moments where your mid laner's like, no, leave the bounty rune there. I'll pick it up when I want to recharge my bottle, and then completely forget about that fact. That's why you should never listen to your mid laner if they say that.
Mm-hmm.
Radiant's
Yeah, just-
middle tower's not
They never
You
pick
should
it up.
categorically never listen to mid laners. They don't know anything.
I wouldn't go that far, but
Just mute your mid every single game. Thank me later.
oh, mid gang coming out Dismar. There is a blink available, but LSA did not connect. No mana for the Laguna, and the Quap does blink back to safety while the Witch Doctor does continue his TP, so he's going to take a little bit of that mid farm while Gyro has to solo up against the Timber Saw. Shouldn't be too problematic for the time being. Very little action so far. The only big difference is the fact that the Lina is just styling on this Quap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she has 1,000 more net worth at 6 minutes. That's painful.
Yeah, it's very close to doubling it. I mean, she has about the same net worth as a position for Hoodwink. He's got 1 kill and 4 creep kills. Adrian on the
That's
run.
when you know the start of your game is rough.
You can't timber chain your enemy.
Intimidation timber chain, very strong.
Oh, always a scary prospect. But did not manage to get the kill. In the meantime, bottom lane, Arzen dropping low. Now, once that last auto attack walks underneath the tower, takes a couple of hits. Actually, Monty headshots a painful threat. But now needs to be careful not to dive too deep. Will at least force them back. But it's a 2k net with lead in 7 minutes. That is a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At least I got the Tusk kill. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a position 5 Tusk.
Well, ain't this cute?
Slash yeah, ooh.
Dire's
Is
middle
smart.
tower is under attack.
No. Hoodwink does too much,
So
damage.
Think I'll pass. My
I have
uncle
no
went to the
idea.
doctor once and never came back.
Hoodwink's a fun
The
hero.
doctor just disappeared.
It's like not too OP of one of the new heroes, but it's still fun. Nice snowball in from Janek. Miggy dropping low. Does die beforehand, so again the experience on towards the Lina. Monty pops to Zalti. Janek with the
Gets
quick
the
counter
D-word.
ward, but should definitely die. Throwing out the Maldic for good measure in the end. Yeah, worthwhile even though it looked like it was problematic. In the meantime, Adrian on the Gyro is just farming the jungle. That is sad because Gyro is not necessarily the greatest farming hero early on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is a bad sign, but I guess that's exactly why G-Pride picked Timbersaw. Just to pressure the top lane really hard. That is exactly what he's doing. Even when he is quote-unquote countered, there's still a lot of pressure.
Held your feet to the fire.
Well, Lina going for the bot's first item. Very surprising. Never would have expected that move. Oh, we have the Gyro again with the Chrysalis first item.
Radiant's
been
middle
a-
tower is under attack.
While since I've
Yeah,
seen
it's
that
been a
build up.
while. Uh-huh.
Dire's
this
top
Mara?
tower might be going down.
Eh. Little dunk.
Double damage.
No real issue there, Adrian. Underneath the tower. Kara doesn't have any reactive armor stack,
Dire's
so
middle tower's in
can't
trouble.
really tank the tower hits.
Dire again?
Worthy.
And the Tide bottom is
Dire's middle tower is falling.
gonna pop the Ravage. Monty walking in doesn't have his ult available, but they're gonna go in for now. Cookie stun comes out. Sniper dropping low. Snowball save on towards Arzent. Now on the run, will be getting caught by Miggy, and the rest have to be careful. That cast bounce is deadly. Dismar, however, not going to be hunted in the tree lines. Big double kill, especially taking down now, is huge for Inverse.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top
But even with this, Corp is still 1,500 gold behind the Lina.
Who is now done with the bot, so you can't go for that play ever again because she'll just TP.
There's a huge deficit, but maybe Miggy can come back from it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Timbersaw just pushing out the top lane. Tier 2, we're 10 minutes in. Just doing Timbersaw
Dire's top tower
things.
is under attack.
Yep, he even has a hood, so it's so hard to take him down, even with multiple heroes.
This will come in handy.
And an infused raindrop on top. Because, well, it does give a little bit of mana regen. Actually, it gives a lot of mana regen.
The chipped vest is so nice for Timbersaw as well. Not necessarily the regen, but you're gonna be tanking creeps anyway, so actually deals pretty good damage.
We're gonna go in. Maledict. He's taking a heap of damage, and that should be enough to take him down. He's gonna go for the TP attempt, but Mortimer's Kiss is just for good measure. Means the Timber finally does fall.
Very nice kill there. I mean, Info is leading in kills, and they keep finding new ones. Ooh, Adrian. Slightly scary there. Farming with 400 HP against the Lina Tusk.
Bottom.
Ooh.
Break on the tide. Dismar on the chase. Can't get the kill. Ice Shards comes through. Snowball. Oh, doesn't manage to
Nice
get there fast
TP.
enough.
Now he runs back to the lane with half HP.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean, he has Ravage. I guess they might want to consider going for a fight.
Dire's
To
bottom
catch
tower
out
is
the
getting
Lina, that
pushed
would be a
around.
pretty big pickup. Gyro TPing in. Does have... No, doesn't have his call down available anymore. Homing Missile on the chase. But Lina, honestly, is fast enough to right-click the Homing Missile, run, right-click the Homing Missile, run, right-click the Homing Missile. Even making sure that she gets out. Genic, though, Tusk is going to get tagged up. Cookie stun, the wrong direction. Bad communication. Genic, he's got the infused range up to try and keep him alive. Snowball as well, but he's just keeping them occupied. Like, he knows he's going to die. But keep them busy for as long as possible so that in the meantime, Kara can again continue farming top. We've got ourselves the Lina in mid, getting very close to it towards BKB already. And now even on the Sniper, Shadow Blade will be next. I mean, Lina and Sniper are kind of both silver edge builders,
Dire's top tower is under
which
attack.
is amazing against Tide.
Radiant's bottom tower
Oh,
is
for
under
sure.
attack.
It's just so nice on Sniper to have that mix of a bit more damage and mobility.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Dismar. Just doing hoodwink things out of the trees, stunning someone up, going for a snipe, running away, and they just, you start looking for him. But you can never find, just like with the Treant who yeets in a meteor hammer, there's no reason to chase.
Dire's top tower ain't a tower no more.
Oh, this time though, Dismar. Actually, the Quap barely has anything. I was thinking, oh, the Quap maybe has some. He's still
Dire's top
fit,
tower
trying
is
to finish
about
up his
be
Kaya.
Radiant's top rubble. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
I think he wants to do something on mid, but it's so hard to engage on a hoodwink. And hoodwink almost has a Veil of Discord, so that's gonna be even more damage. We already discussed just how much damage hoodwink did for no reason, but now it's gonna be 18% more.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He not gonna get sniped, gets himself away. Fill of Discord, also one of those items that I just never tend to really want to buy.
It is really nice if you start with the Basilius, because then you're already like 1/3 done.
I mean, I know
This
it's
is a quick road.
it's like medallion and stuff. It's a really good item. I just know I will always forget to use it, which is kind of the big problem.
Yeah, then it's probably not worth it. When I buy items, I tend to want to use them.
Hurt on Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah,
Fortified the structures. Pretty good move if you ask
that's why you're also way better than me.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, look at this scary Lina with now an Aegis on top. BKB 1,000 gold away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Throwing out their own voice. Actually, Inverse throwing out the Gorilla's Pride voice lines. That's a nice touch.
Mind games.
Ultimate kisses onto the Tusk. Barely takes any damage because Infused Raindrops is amazing. Ooh, but it doesn't do anything against pure damage from Miggy. I actually saw something very cool a couple of days ago. Or was it? I think so. Maybe it was yesterday actually. I have a very blurry memory. But there was a team that killing someone, and they actually waited the what is it, 7 seconds for the next proc of infused. Yeah, 7 seconds cooldown. They waited for the next cooldown proc so that they could wane down the infused raindrops. So they made sure they didn't kill him just to lower the raindrops amount that he had.
Right. That is like waiting 7 seconds to waste 40 gold.
Dire's top tower is
True,
about to be
but they were
raided.
like auto-attacking him the entire time instead of spamming their spells.
Radiant's middle
And they
tower
did
is
it in
under
a way
attack.
where, you know, at least it doesn't
Dire's
waste
top
mana,
tower is
I
under
guess.
attack.
They didn't have like very solid heroes to... I can't even remember the lineup that did that, but it was pretty fun to watch.
Always, always, always watch where you walk.
And if it's two supports doing it, then who cares?
Haste.
Ooh, Dismar on the run.
There are no kisses, so he or she should be fine.
Haha! Just the old classic annoyance. No, Bounty Hunter does it, Treant does it, just a haha out of the tree's TP.
Yep. So delightful.
Gyro's
I have a
almost done with
BKB
the
on
beak,
Lina.
but Gyro's almost done with the Ags, which is a pretty nice pickup. Though they're still miles behind, 5k net with lead for
Radiant's
Gorilla's
bottom
Pride.
tower is under attack. Dire's middle
Yeah, but
tower
Charo
is
is
under
doing
attack.
alright. The problem is that Charo is a pretty poor matchup against the sniper.
Or Alina. Considering they're the same hero. But reskin. In comes Genna, quickly gets the kill. Actually, Miggy blown away. Ravage used by Arzent as well. Kara will be just fine, and they're just gonna lose everyone on the side of Inverse. Nice little sniper. I mean, even their ultis are stupidly similar. Big nuke,
Yep.
big nuke. Well, okay, big nuke, medium-sized nuke.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
Tower mid still has backdoor protection for now, but it's
Dire
gonna drop
structures
pretty
are
fast
fortified.
now.
Dire's middle tower
Unless
looks to be
fortification is
disintegrating.
used, of course. This Timber is pretty greedy for a man with 900 HP.
Well, that 900 HP is already 1200, 1300, 1400, and almost full HP. And that is the magic of annoying piece of crap hero who will not encounter a break effect this entire game. Oh no, maybe the Gyro could actually use that Christus to make it Silver Edge.
Yeah, it is an option. Just to counter the gyro, I mean the sniper, by making sure his range gets reduced.
And
So
headshot,
like-
I think.
Uh-huh.
More
For a hero
fuel for
with
my
2
fire.
semi-passives, one
Radiant are
like has
standing
take aim has an active component as well, but it's still mostly about the range. But sniper really doesn't care about range.
Not really. I mean, if you get broken, it means normally that someone's on top of you, which is twice as scary. Okay, they are chasing for more. Snowball going in very deep here by Janek. Surrounded by enemies is keeping them busy for the time being. And that's a great catch by Dismar. Snipe comes through as well. Slosh should just tick down in the trees. And honestly, this Hoodwink has done a lot of work this game.
Yeah, for sure. She just keeps finding the net somehow.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
Other heroes we haven't seen
Radiant's
as
top
much
tower
of.
ain't looking too steady.
Like, I kind of forgot that Timber was even in the game.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
But he's been just doing his job,
Radiant's
pressuring
top
lanes.
tower is
It's
under
not
attack.
the most exciting job, but someone's gotta do it.
Yeah, just, you know, stand AFK. They can't kill you. Makes them sad. Break their entire emotional pool. Everything just destroyed. As is currently the map of Inverse. They've got 2 outer towers left, bottom tier 1 and tier 2. And honestly, like, Inverse, how are you gonna high ground defend against a sniper Lina? Like, if you at least had something along the lines of like a Mars or, you know, a Tiny, even though Tiny never gets picked anymore, you at least have a way of like having a threat of getting them in your, but they never even have to get close.
Oh no. Oh no. That's not how you come back into the game.
No, that's normally a moment where your cores get ultra triggered.
Feels bad, man.
Money to burn.
They don't even
Dire's
get
bottom
bounties.
tower is under attack.
And what do you have to fear on the side of the Gorilla's Pride? The only thing that you would really be scared of would be a Ravage into Sonic Wave combo. Like, that's the only way that it feels like they can turn this around.
Yeah, they need like a 5-man Ravage into 5-man Sonic Wave into Mortimer's Kisses, into a 5-man Cookie,
Radiant's top tower's
into a
above
5-man Cooldown,
Dire's bottom
and then maybe they have a chance.
Dire's bottom
No, if they hit all of that, then they're definitely dead on the side of Gorilla's Pride.
fortification.
Oh, Adrian in the trees, speaking of definitely dead. Even his courier doesn't escape.
Oops, it's
No
dead.
escape.
I'm currently having lags.
All wrapped up for takeaway.
You as well, or is it only me?
I am completely fine.
Okay, then I have no idea what's going on currently.
G Pride missed like all of their abilities, but they're still gonna get Mickey.
Wait, Sniper just chilling in the enemies, trying. I mean, while all of that's going on, Sniper's just waiting there until someone walks up the high ground, gets a nice easy kill, can kill anyone in the game right now. I mean, Tide would technically be the only one, but he's got Silver Edge, so he can break him. Arzent only has 1700 HP, and the Sniper does a decent amount of damage, with, of course, a crit behind it.
He's getting a BKB now as well, and once he completes that, I have no idea how they're gonna kill this sniper.
Well,
I mean, I already don't really have an idea, because they would need to somehow jump him with Ravage, but Tide is getting solo killed.
They're unstoppable.
and that Ravage, well, he does have a buyback, so he could buy back Blink Ravage. Well, TP Blink Ravage. However, it's gonna be pretty tough. I assume Gorilla's Pride are just, to be safe, are just gonna wait for Roshan to respawn, get the Aegis Shard. Who gets the Shard? I guess Timbersaw? Sparks are pushing power? I mean,
Yeah.
Lina's is
I
garbage.
suppose.
Snipers is actually could be pretty cool. It is a disengage.
Yeah, I reckon it's gonna go to the Timber just for the pushing.
Ever seen someone bleed out?
But it's gonna be almost another 2 minutes before Roche spawns.
Okay, smoke.
So
They lose this fight. It might just be a GG.
see what they can do.
2 supports being spotted. Mortimer's Kisses, though, being used. Nothing being connected. Ravage gets blown. They manage to find themselves nothing with that Ravage. Sonic Wave, however, gets rid of 1 support, but the Lina just does too much damage and way too quick. In comes the Sniper as well. They're going to go for the Tidehunter, who is in a pretty big pickle. This Mars secures that kill. Hunt for more. Get everything and everyone. And yeah, they got a kill onto the Tusk position 5, and it cost them pretty much a set of racks. Roshan behind it, maybe their entire base.
Yeah, they had to do something because, of course, we as casters, we know when Roche is gonna spawn. All that Inverse knows is that they have a Ravage ready, Roche could be up, and they see no one on the map.
And while this game is pretty much like, you're at the point where whatever you do does not make any difference because your mid laner is 6k ahead of the enemy's mid laner, and yeah. It's going for Mask of Madness, which I highly doubt.
I mean, he can buy whatever he wants. He bought a blink as well, good for the means.
Has fallen to the Radiant. Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
You engage on someone like Quop with your Silver Edge, they escape, they blink away, you blink after them. And that's how you win TI.
Radiant's bottom tower needs
If only it was that easy. Why blink? Forehead.
I like your moves. I like your style.
22k net with lead in a 26-minute game. And they haven't even broken high ground. Well, they actually have broken high ground. They haven't completely destroyed high ground. Tarzan.
Side hunter.
Help! Just staring at the ice shards. Please, no. Please, don't!
She actually finished Mask of Madness.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Wow. Okay, that's an interesting choice.
Well, she does need some more attack speed.
Tower is under attack.
That is what Lina is known for. Just attacking so slowly.
Radiant's bottom
She
tower
doesn't even use it.
Very disappointing.
Dire's top barracks.
Nice aesthetic, I guess.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has
I'm really
fallen.
curious to see if her attack speed could be faster.
Dire's top barracks is fallen.
Well, Slaw pops his ulti, tries to get anything
Yes.
done. And they
It's
not
actually
look
a
at
lot
that.
faster.
Still, of course, has the HM BKB, so gets a nice double kill, walks away.
Went up from once per 0.27 seconds to one attack per 0.23 seconds.
Value. Problem is now she couldn't get that third fiery soul stacks up. The only big downside.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Look at that turret range. She doesn't even have the 125 stack range talent yet. Or even like Dragonlance. Lina's attack range is insane. Especially with the growth bow. And you've got the one with the actual insane attack range behind it. Ravage going in, but Lina has the Aegis, not the best target to kill. At least it is a target to kill, but they will in the meantime lose everyone and everything. I mean, what is there to say? You just have a sniper literally AFK right-clicking everyone down. Shut it down, annihilated, 1,000 gold net worth advantage per minute. You don't get to see that kind of a difference that often.
Yeah, what a stomp. Inverse could just do nothing all game. They lost all of their lanes. Their map movements got completely red. G-Pride looking very good in this series so far.
Yeah, that was, I mean, there's not really that much to talk about. They just got stomped. It's as simple as that. However, there's still a chance to try and get themselves back in the game, but that means they need to win the second map. And for that to happen, we need to go to a short break. So we'll be right back for map number 2 between the Gorillas, Pride, and Inverse. See you in a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second map between Gorillas Pride and Inverse. My name is Dktruman, and joining me on the cast is Wingblade. And, well, Wingblade, could you give the fine viewers at home a quick recap of what happened map number 1?
Inverse didn't get sniper. Oh, jeez. They got double snipered.
Well, for a second there, Wingblade is gonna quickly
Panic.
turn off his phone, I think.
I set an alarm to make sure I wouldn't miss the game. And then the game already started, but my alarm wasn't aware. Such is life.
Such
But
is
yeah, they got
life.
double sniped. Actually, triple sniped, because they had Hoodwink as well against them. And Hoodwink is kind of a sniper too.
Yeah, with that sharpshooter, definitely looked insane in the first game. Can this might get it done again? Can Gorillas Pride shut down Inverse completely in 2-0 fashion? Honestly, with the South American DPC Division 2, there's been a lot of one-sided stomps going on. We'll have to wait and see if that's going to be the case. Right here, right now, we're going to head right into the draft. And there we see Hoodwink being chosen again by the Pride, which, well, yeah, I mean, with this Mars performance, I definitely would agree.
Yeah, that Hoodwink was sick. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it again.
The other bans, Medusa ban, makes sense. Mars still pretty heavily picked. Weaver always perma ban. The Bane is an interesting choice all of a sudden. I mean, it is pretty strong, but there are ways to counter the Bane completely.
Monkey King is still in the pool. And Inverse is using so much of their time for the first picks.
Okay, Ogre,
One of
so
them is gonna be the Ogre.
works well with the Sniper.
They wanna go for it, but first facing Sniper seems risky.
10 seconds.
To say the least.
I hope none of the fireworks outside
5 seconds
are
left.
too bothersome.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Okay, they go for Luna, so that's another hero who really benefits from the steroids that Ogre provides.
And of course, Ogre, very solid at peeling. Hoodwink is a solid hero, but like, you can't kill off an Ogre because he's
10
got like
seconds.
7 base armor at the start of the game, so Hoodwink does very little damage.
5 seconds
And
left.
an Ogre can most of the time just bully anyone out of the lane.
It's Radiant's ban now.
Ooh, and a Beastmaster.
Can't do that well against the Beastmaster though.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough lane for Ogre to be in.
Minus armor from Hoodwink, of course, because, well, Blightstone is like a
Dire's
must
turn to
pick
ban.
in the beginning. And then add the Beastmaster's little boars to slow you down. Ogre's already not the fastest hero. Be very annoying. It's not like they can kill you the entire time because you're still an Ogre Magi, but you can't be that bully that tries to push them
10
all the way back
seconds.
towards their own tier 1.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Yeah, you have to be very mindful because you're very tanky as an Ogre, but also very slow, so playing against the boys is quite rough.
And Luna definitely needs to be careful. Like, if she stands out for half a second, Hoodwink and Beastmaster have plenty of
10
damage to
seconds.
just burst her down. This Luna's, well, as a lot of safe laners, incredibly squishy in the early game. What?
Another ban.
Terrorblade makes a lot of sense. Because Luna just doesn't win against DB. Your entire Eclipse gets wasted. To be fair, you're up against the Beastmasters. Kind of the same story. Can't use your Eclipse that much in the process. Are you okay? Do you need to get something to drink?
I think maybe. Jeez, I haven't coughed this much in a while.
It's Dire's ban
I hope
now.
we're gonna be fine. With TB banned, OD banned as well. Curious to see if Gorillas Pride is afraid of either the mid lane OD or the off lane OD.
Oh,
'Cause
these
we've been seeing it, like OD started
10 seconds.
in off lanes, a few weeks ago, but now we see him more and more in the mid lane too. It is crazy to me how much innovation we're seeing, even though there hasn't been a patch. Of course, some heroes are still popular, like the Luna and the Dusa, but others really came up recently.
I can't wait for the big patch. I mean, that's what most people, I assume, are waiting for. But it's probably going to be after the first major, which is going to take forever until it is. And then there's even the question if there's going to be a first major. I mean, with how... I mean, there are probably some countries where it might be possible currently. Over here, it definitely won't be possible, unfortunately.
Nope. Lockdown 3, let's go.
Oh, why would we ever stop?
I mean, more time for Dota, right?
10 seconds.
True, but we're going into the winter break, so that's going to be a couple of weeks without any Dota. That makes it even worse. I mean, you could, of course, grind the game out, which is definitely something I'll be doing.
Playing the game? Who does that?
Aghanim's Labyrinth. Like, roguelikes. I really actually like it. It is pretty tough.
I haven't had the chance myself. I have been playing solo queue. Lord knows why.
That is a man who is very bored of life.
Yep.
It becomes worse every single game he plays. So, the Voker got banned, which is interesting because I see a lot of Voker bans in South America, but I very rarely see a Voker being picked.
Right. Yeah, there's a few heroes that have this.
Lena.
Oh, and Gorillas, they go for Lina again. They were like, well, that worked last game.
Dire's turn to pick.
Sniper too? No, they go for Tusk.
Sniper's still available. Dealing with that. They have almost the same draft, except for, of course, the Beastmaster instead of the Timber Saw. Do have a completely different toolkit though, but it adds a little bit more push than Timber Saw normally would be able to do. Also, you've got the Tusk for the snowball save against the Marana Arrow and the Luna Eclipse. Pretty nutty.
I wonder if Inverse is gonna ban the Sniper. They have to, right? Because they, once again, don't have great jump.
Unless they pick something aggressive, like a Void Spirit, which is pretty good jump. Decent against the Lina, of course, like most heroes, loses against the Lina, but still has a chance to kill off the Lina if she makes a mistake.
You get your farm, you get your level 6, and then you just leave the lane and hope to get a kill somewhere, and then in the mid game it's fine.
5 seconds left.
Well, last two picks, of course, Gorilla's Pride still need a safe laner, and Inverse most likely need an off laner. I'm saying most likely, even though I know Void Spirit's like 95% the mid laner. There's always that one little 5% that could still put it at an off lane position. Something weird in that regard. I mean, Inverse do have last pick, so you can always adjust it according to whatever Gorilla's Pride pick up weirdly.
There's always the opportunity for some delicious moldy cheese.
5 seconds
Yeah, if only those heroes were like doable.
Not garbage.
Yeah, like exactly, not garbage.
Dire's turn to pick.
I mean, right now, Lone Druid's garbage, Huskar's garbage, Beepo's garbage,
Visage is garbage,
Brood is garbage.
Oh, so much garbage.
Even when Lycan, when everyone ran the Lycan with like tiny strat,
10 seconds.
it was still garbage.
5 seconds left.
I guess they could go for the wolf bite on Luna. She already has shit attack range, so might as well.
I want to see a little bit more of the cheese back.
Maybe next patch.
I mean, they have to bring out one gigantic patch, because normally that patch would be in October, but because TI was so far extended, everything gets pushed back. Kalinx! Okay, that's not a hero we see too often. Does still pop up every once in a while, because what's his first spell? Strafe something? Can't remember.
Yeah, it changed too much. I'm old. Can't adapt.
10 seconds.
Burning Barrage.
Burning Barrage. Yeah, it's really good, especially for farming. You get a couple of stacks and you finish up that Maelstrom. You can take a quadruple ancient stack, no problem.
Inverse. They just have 7 seconds left. What do they need? They need an offlane, and it's gonna be Axe.
This here's where you choose your hero.
Axe Mirana, okay. All into Arrow is pretty decent.
Don't think that Klinks has a bad lane against Axe at all. I think Axe is gonna suffer.
Especially because it's a Klink's Tusk, so you got like added damage on top of the fact that Klinks does a ridiculous amount of physical damage.
I wouldn't mind this Axe pick if it was against a melee offlane. I mean a melee safe lane. But it's against the Klink, so I'm really not a fan of this pick. It is very good against Lina, but there is a save, so it isn't even that great against Lina.
This Tusk has the potential to be the greatest hero this game because he has a lot of save opportunities against Luna, the Axe, the Mirana, the Void Spirit. I mean, you don't really care about the Ogre, but you'll just walk around the team fight, give people Bloodlust. So I definitely think I like Gorilla's Pride draft more. They went for the Klinks, which is like Sniper, but better. Because he has built-in invis, and he also is just insane at farming.
Yeah, it is certainly going to be interesting to see the parallels between these heroes. He only has 50 Klinks games.
On that
See if he
account,
can make it work.
of course, everyone has 50 Smurfs.
True.
Well, my predictions, G Pride's going to take this 2-0.
Yeah, I would agree with that one. The draft looks good enough. And thinking about the last game and how hard they outplayed Inverse, I'm pretty confident to say that they're gonna take this one as well.
The Falcon Blade, first item build up for the Klings. Little weird item. Definitely feel. I mean, I know that it's for the stats in the early game is definitely pretty decent. Especially for like a core where you don't really have the mana regen and you kind of do need it. But I'm still with the point that I think next patch it should be able to build into something.
Hey, they're back. Good for you.
What do you think it should build up to? I mean,
A piece for the Echo is something that Astini suggested.
that is interesting. I mean, it could be part of the Silver Edge build-up for once it gets nerfed.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna change again anyway. The Silver Edge is still too broken, even though it has been nerfed a couple of times.
Uh-huh. But I honestly don't mind, like, smaller items that don't build into anything, because it adds a layer of decision-making. Tusk gets arrowed. But it's fine, because Axe doesn't really do anything level 1. Battle Hunger is a lot of damage, like 12 times 16, that's 192 damage. But it's very slow.
It is very annoying for supports to deal with, though, constant Battle Hunger spams. The early game.
It's a shame that the spell doesn't do anything after like 12 minutes. And even now, he spent 50 mana to deal like 30 damage.
I mean, you used to have like an Ags, I think, where you could AoE people with Battle Hunger. That was pretty cool. You had like a gazillion movement speed at that moment. You just ran around with haste.
Sounds good, yeah. No longer.
Ah, the magic of Ogre.
Punch, punch, punch.
Tango, punch, punch, punch.
Oh man, these labs.
Got innate 6.7 HP regen as well. Innate. Ow. How is that balanced?
Not bad.
Going in onto the Hoodwink. A lot of damage being dealt. I mean, Slaw can do that on the Ogre. Adrian cannot. Because those boars, even only the level 1 boars are starting to hurt. If he gets himself level 3, level 5 on the Beastmaster, any moment that the Luna walks out, she's just slowly but surely gonna melt.
Mm-hmm.
Axe defies you.
Over in this mid lane, Pinky is doing a relatively good job so far. Of course, that is the meaty hero with Wingblade effect. Getting a lot of damage out onto this Lina. The body blocks. Not quite enough, but it was very swaggy already. Has to be a bit careful. If he dies now, that would be so sad.
Yeah, needs to be definitely, as you said, careful. Is going to quickly recharge his bottle. Tau the same. But at least it's a lot better than his Quap start last game, which was horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides not too aggressive just yet.
I would have expected some more kills with heroes like Hoodwink and Tusk. But so far so quiet.
I mean, you can't really catch a Mirana with leaps, so you mainly have to focus on the axe, which, like, for the Clinks it's doable, but Tusk, if he gets on top of the axe, he still dies.
It's especially difficult when you don't have spells on your Tusk. He's like, I don't need spells. Come on, guys.
That is
I have
definitely
good
interesting.
stat gains. I'll just put everything in stats.
Well, he hasn't even put anything in stats.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he should. Because
Yeah,
he's in trouble.
now he's dead.
First blood!
Haha! The blade of axe has tasted first
Okay,
blood.
Wingblade, as a very high rated analyst, why?
Sometimes you just hesitate and you're like, oh, I'm gonna keep this skill point for the perfect moment. And then you kind of panic and they go on you and triple leap and then you die. It happens to the best of us. Even Axe has a skill point saved. Everyone is saving skill points and I'm not sure what they're saving skill points for.
I guess for Axe, it's he doesn't want to push the lane with counter helix levels. Which,
Yeah, I
which
guess.
makes sense, and he doesn't want to level Berserk Skull because you're never going to stand next to the Clinks, and you don't want to level Battle Hunger because it's, well, Battle Hunger.
But now he puts his points.
Yep, now he's not tanking the creep wave anymore. Ish, I don't know. I'm trying to give it a good reason. He is chasing after the Clinks, oh, just barely misses the call.
If they had a Duster, that could have been a kill, I think. Because call into arrow is a kill on Clinks for sure, especially when the Tusk is so far away.
Time to buy dust. Right now, the Lina has taken control over that mid lane.
Mm-hmm.
While Slaw's being chased by the Hoodwink. Actually, Slaw is going to get taken down by Dismar. The boars definitely do help. I mean, that slow is pretty nasty.
Yeah, Beast has his Helmovine will, so this top lane is gonna become very difficult for Inverse now. Ogre can't do much anymore, and Lina, if she steps forward, she's gonna get netted and then just killed.
The
I
Clinks
don't know
is
what the plan is here.
being bullied out, actually. Yep, it's what's everyone doing in this game?
I think they're doing their best, DK.
But their best is not enough, okay?
See what hit them.
Now there's some interesting decisions being made. Some make a lot of sense. Kennec just walks underneath the enemy's vision, even though, yeah, he literally just walked past. I'm confused. How did Monty not realize to just pick up the bounty in that regard? Even though he just saw him walk past him.
He didn't want to reveal the fact that they had vision or something, but I think a bounty is worth it.
Oh, now the spins coming in and
There
too
we go.
much damage. They're looking for Janik as well. He's got himself the Vanguard on the axe. He can tank the tower. He can tank everything. Gets a double kill secured. And, well, you know, we thought that the Clinks was going to have a pretty good lane against axe. We stand very much corrected because this axe is actually miles ahead now.
Yeah, this is the dream start. He's gonna have a really quick blink if he wants to. And at that stage, Tusk is not gonna be ready to respond to any jumps onto the Lina. And that is terrifying.
Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
The only downside is, of course, that, you know, Luna is having a terrible game, but that can be rectified by just getting Mask of Madness, a couple of ancient stacks. A neutral creep cam stacks, top lane, Slaw Ogre Magi caught out again. Arsen did TP in, that means bottom is free to be farmed for the time being, even though the tier 1's already been taken down.
None of the cores for G Pride have a TP though. Except, yeah, even Lina doesn't have one.
Oh, walking in, Arsen gets a call. Oh, that's a lot. Caught. All the creeps down, and Kara included, chasing in after Dismar. Little hoodwink. The chipmunk on the run. And how far can you run? Because it doesn't even have scurry, so can't really do anything in the tree line either. It's at least keeping them busy.
We're gonna see any broken ankles today? Nope.
The Duncan.
Definitely not. Broken necks though.
Dire's middle tower is falling.
Now, in the meantime, Lina did get the tier 1 tower mid, so that's definitely it's not great for Gorilla's Pride, but Lina is still farming nicely and is right behind the axe at the moment. They still got that counter ward going.
Dire's middle tower
So losing that bounty rune really resulted into nothing.
An axe now, just 800 more gold and he's gonna have his blink. At 9 minutes with the Vanguard on top. Sheesh.
Still, I mean, together with probably Centaur, one of the only heroes that still run Vanguard first.
I'm not opposed to taking
Everyone's an armlet builder.
Yep, a lot of armlets, and then if you do see like a ring of health on a tide, it tends to be for a hood.
Radiant's middle tower's not
Ooh, we
feeling the
now
love.
see Moonlight Shadow. Let's see what this axe can do. Not much, because he was under a sentry and under a hawk.
Oh, might as well farm those creeps to quickly get that blink. Actually, they're going pretty deep here. Miggy trying to catch out Dismar. But the Moonlight Shadow has ended. And they're just going to quickly walk away. Net worth advantage is back in favor of Gorilla's Pride, though. Even though Arsen has such a superior lane. Tao's just been AFK farming in the meantime. Now the same thing. Now once he's got that Maelstrom done, he actually does need a couple of stacks, which both sides kind of need stacks. And both sides have none to be taken. So report the support.
Finally gets the Mask of Madness, so now the farming is gonna accelerate a little bit.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top
A lot of
rubble.
pressure still on this top tower. Axe alone may not be able to stop this push. He's gonna slow it down by a lot though. I don't think Beastmaster plus Hoodwink are gonna be able to kill this axe, not until they get Sharpshooter at least.
Yeah, that is in 6 seconds. And then you can definitely get the kill. Miki is going to go in on Dismar. A lot of damage with the roar onto the Void Spirit. LSA, no. They just blow him up in return. Great rotation coming out from Gorilla's Pride. That catch the Void Spirit completely unaware. Even though he did have a double damage, it did not result in a catch on Le Hoodwink. And now all of a sudden at the top of the board is Tao. Huh, Mirana actually snipes down the Hawk. By coincidence. That is 60 gold. It's always a nice kill.
Important targets first. Tusk still not level 6. Which is kinda sad.
But the most important thing is Axe does have his Blink Dagger, so maybe they might just go for a smoke gank, or at least a play to try and create space. Make sure that you don't have, at the same time, all 3 cores of Gorilla's Pride just farming away at the map.
Dire's putting a hurt on Radiant's middle tower.
Monty almost got, I was gonna say almost got sniped by the Hoodwink, and then Lina just TPs into a Bloody Hulk and snipes her anyway.
I did not see the... Where was the Hawk? Oh, there.
Dire's top tower is under
Oh,
attack.
that is the power of bots with the Beastmaster.
Let's see. This is gonna be the big Blink reveal.
Dire's top
He
tower
needs
is under
backup.
attack.
I mean, if you jump
get
on the
it.
Lina, you just still die. Without backup, of course.
Luna doesn't have a TP, Void Spirit doesn't have a TP, so they just cannot utilize this Blink Dagger effectively.
Poked up. The Hawk comes in a little bit too late.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
But they scan that they're there, and they see no one there, so they know they're smoked.
Radiant's middle
Lina's
tower
like,
is
alright,
not
you can
feeling the
smoke
love.
in that direction, fine, but I'm still gonna push top. Oh, and they find the Tusk.
Oh no!
Something.
The position 5 Tusk, whatever shall they do? Ooh, dunk mid. Oh no, actually he didn't use the dunk yet.
Dire's top tower
Falling
is
Blade.
under attack.
Oh, War's Punch, keep him occupied. No!
There we go.
The ice shots block on the wrong side.
Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble.
Poor Tusk. This is not his game.
Radiant's middle tower.
But
is
hey,
under
they get a
attack.
tower
Tower
for
ain't
Gorilla's
a
Pride,
tower
so
no more.
they're gonna be pretty happy with that one. Losing only a Tusk.
Radiant's middle tower
Tier
is
2
under
tower
attack.
plus the outpost. 13 minutes in. Every minute you're gonna fall further and further behind in terms of XP.
Radiant's bottom tower
So
is
Dismar gonna get caught. Do they have the dumps to take him down? Monty, no arrow available. They are gonna chase for the Hoodwink, and they will be able to get the catch.
tower is under attack.
It's most likely the tier 1 tower towards mid on top.
Pretty good move if you ask me.
That was very close to his BKB. No, is going for the Iascati. I mean, it works wonders with the Burning Barrage.
BKB for Lina is not huge this game though. He's still gonna be very, very vulnerable to call into arrow.
Just don't get caught, forehead.
Radiant's middle tower is not feeling the
Luna's
love.
actually
Like
farming
a
really
pretty good
nice.
solution.
Radiant's middle tower had a run-in with the Dire.
Mask of Madness. Luna looking pretty good. The only problem is Luna is kind of the same thing as with the Gyrocopter last game. Like, how does she fight up against the
Dire's
Clinks
top tower is under
Lina?
attack.
She's not great against those heroes, but her supporting cast is a lot
Dire's
better.
top tower is under attack.
Like there's a lot more disables and ways to enable her as a carry. Ooh, slow, rip.
Oh no, the Ogre got caught. Did use a call, a roar for it though. Tau is gonna get caught on the side by Arzent, LSA. I mean, without Blade Mill, Lina doesn't really
Ooh,
take
they
any
can
damage.
Still catch Lina.
They're gonna go in. Tau in the trees, needs help. Axe Call comes through, and they finally do manage to take her down.
Have learned nothing.
Bit greedy by Lina, trying to run to the left instead of down. Wanted to kill some creeps on the way. The Lina mindset.
Oh, Axe. He's gonna get caught in the pit. And that is a 5-kill streak picked up by who's actually the core of this game. The Clinks. And they're trying to take Roshan, which they do have the lineup for. I mean, Lina does have boss and can easily TP on towards the creeps next to them. He's actually going to TP towards the side lane because, well, greed is good.
I'm not sure if this Roche is fast enough though. I don't think it is. Everyone on G Pride is getting quite low here.
With the Lina, it probably would have been, but the problem is she decided let's not TP on the boar to help out take down Roche. We don't have any big minus armor on the team either.
If they want to, they can take it in 10 seconds with the tag team. Let's see what they do. They wanna find a kill first.
especially because the axe is back up. You don't want to stand there in Roche with 4 people hitting it. He gets a big blink and then all of a sudden Eclipse and everything on top. Speaking of which, the roar onto the voice bit. Big axe goal from Arzen. Mike to keep his teammates alive. Yules trying to disengage Miggy. Assimilate jumps in aggressively, goes for the catch on Takara, finds the kill and is trying to run away, but a fat Laguna blade in the face will deny any retreat.
Axe finds another call. No follow-up though.
Yeah, the problem is it's not on the cores, and Tao is currently getting the BKB delivered.
Radiant's middle tower is under
So yeah, this
Nice
axe
job
is
for him.
pretty much the one that has to save Inverse's life every single time.
Yep. I mean, there is a lot of weight on the shoulders of this axe. Arsent has his work cut out for him. He needs to find these big calls.
Because Ogre can't do anything, Mirana is also kind of like, you can hit a 5-second arrow, but it also kind of
So
doesn't do
unreliable.
anything. Even if you hit it, it's normally in a position where the enemy is like surrounded by his allies, so it still do not do anything. And the Luna is just so far away from every single engagement, it takes too long to walk into the fight. Whereas Void Spirit can, but Void Spirit with a Yule Scepter just doesn't have the damage that burst down a Klings that is running around with a Deathback buff.
Luna is getting fat though. Slowly but surely. Actually pretty fast. Like, it's gonna be another 5 or 10 minutes before she's that huge core that no one can deal with.
Man, him and that ages. Glad I never messed up that bad.
Still, even if she becomes that fat, if you don't have like Axe getting a perfect 2-3 man call, you're still gonna just get pummeled from long range by Klink's Lina.
Uh-huh.
Okay, another smoke attempt from Inverse. Get a big catch. Well, Gen X to tank the smoke gank again. Spots him out. Axe Call misses. He's on the run. Will be caught. The arrow lands, but again, hey, oh no! My position 5 Tusk is dead. And it costs you a 4-man rotation. While we've got split push going on.
Tower needs a hand.
If they get a tier 2, that would be really nice though. For Inverse.
Actually,
Tower is
Beastmaster decided not to finish his Helm of the Overlord. He has the 2 pieces, just not the recipe.
Alright.
Radiant's bottom
That
tower
is a
needs
bit
hand.
strange.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Guess he just really wants to get that Soda Crest for the high ground pushes, but I would argue that having an Ancient Creep is even better for high ground pushes.
Yeah, there are definitely a couple of great ancient creeps. The dragon,
Tower is under attack.
of course, the greatest one of again. Yannick getting caught. Rip Tusk. The greatest one is, of course, the Granite Giant, ancient Granite Golem that gives you 15% freaking extra HP. Miggy just around the corner gets the TP to safety, and it's still only a 1k net worth lead, even though. I mean, that mainly comes down to the Luna being incredibly farmed. This is actually a pretty ridiculously farmed Luna compared to the way she started off the game. Like, she had a god-awful laning stage.
Yeah, but she's been left completely alone in the jungle by both the enemy team and her own team. Like, this has literally been a 4v5 so far.
Dire are scanning.
Jules on Void Spirit, and he's getting BOTs next. They really want to double down on split pushing and farming.
I guess that, especially because you're up against a Beastmaster and Alina with bots and a Klings, like, split pushing is also the name of the game for G-Pride most of the time. Same with Hoodwink. Go, roar in. Void Spirit controlled up. Or Sponge LSA. That's definitely a trade you'll make any day. Dismar for Miggy. But yeah, I do like the choice of going for bots. Mainly because they have a lot of split push on G-Pride themselves. And if you walk out of base and Klinks has got, well, after this Ayasgati, one more item, you walk out, He just walks towards one of your towers and destroys your base.
X has his blade mill, so I think he can pretty much solo kill. Yeah, he can easily solo kill Lina if she has 3 fiery soul stacks. That is a very scary position to be in for G Pride, especially with the Aegis timing out in 90 seconds.
Lynx is a different story though.
Dire's
Especially
bottom
if he's
tower's
got some
hit.
death back going on. I assume he'll soon get the shard just to be able to eat up the skeleton.
Dire's bottom tower.
Adrian bursted heavily, war response controlled up. Adrian dead, but there's going to be the blade mill, and you called it, immediately taken down. Aegis gets Bob Janik on the run, slowed down by Monty as well, but in comes Tau, still has his BKB available. LSA to hold the axe back. With the BKB pop trying to chase him down. In comes now a very scary Clinks. Look at the damage onto that Ogre Magi. Tanky, no way, Jose. Arson TPs to safety. They got the Aegis pop and they forced out a couple of rotations. Speaking of which, jump on towards the bottom lane. Axe Call on Takara. The Beast Boss are taking a decent amount of damage. He's on the run, doesn't have a roar available. Miggy chasing further, but there is now. Comes in with the Burning Barrage, and they will find a 2-for-1 trade going on. This is a very scary Clinks, and well, he definitely has the damage to completely decimate them with Tau TPing on towards the creeps as well. Yeah, it's really, even though Tau is the one that dies pretty easily, these two
Dire's bottom tower is under
can
attack.
lob shots from miles away.
Dire's bottom
Yeah, for
tower.
sure. If Inverse manages to kill Tau really early in the fight, there is still now to deal with. And I think he may be scarier even.
Especially with that Burning Barrage.
3.4k HP. Over 300. Actually not. Yeah, with the
Middle tower is under
searing
attack.
arrows, over 300 right click damage. Not bad.
Still waiting on the moment when he gets his shard though. Adds that extra little bit of spice of stupid amount of damage where you have to literally not do anything.
He's going for a Gleipnir now.
I guess
Escape from the memes.
to hold the Mirana in place.
Would have expected him to go for something like a Daedalus. But no. Just wants a
Dire's
bit more
middle tower
control
is
in the
under
fights.
attack.
Oh, Desmar, arrow on top. The hoodwink.
Right? That's genuine.
Radiant's courier is
And
dead.
even a courier snipe.
Wonder what
Jad on top. Arzen's on the chase, still smoked up. Oh, Kara would be a big catch. Or goes for Janik, but he actually misses the call. Janik's on the run. Tau actually TP's in on towards the creeps. The roar onto Monty. The Mirana doesn't really care about that roar whatsoever because no one actually pushes damage on top afterwards. And now Kara's the one who's caught in between a rock and a hard place himself. Kara is taken down. Well, we do see Arzen getting aggressive, but he takes a Laguna Blade and is still just fine to carry on.
Dire is scanning for
You can really see the fear for Lina.
Well,
Doesn't
speaking
wanna
of
get
which, the Luna gets absolutely destroyed. Tau is on the run. Axgol misses. Dismar joins in the fun as well. The question is, where's that Clinks coming in from behind? There's going to be the Burning Barrage. Is it enough damage? No, it is clearly not. And now the Clinks is caught out himself, surrounded by enemies. Needs to try and stay alive. Is pretty tanky. Is actually very tanky, but not tanky enough against 4 heroes just badgering your face in. And that is, honestly, a Clinks just coming to the fight way too late.
And he really needs a BKB too. But yeah, I'm surprised they managed to take down the Luna once again, even though she had a BKB. If she gets off the BKB there, then there is no way she dies.
I know you are, but what am I?
Right. Nice kill there. To the Ogre, and now Void Spirit dies as well on mid.
God, that voice line. Maniacal laugh. So, yeah, a couple of mistakes here and there on both sides. But definitely still chances for inverse. As you said, Adrian just can't get that BKB popped, which is dangerous. However, right now, Tau and Now have both caught up to the Luna again. So you're back to a very scared state for the Luna, who Shard might also be. Why is everyone disliking Shards this game? Anyone even have a Shard?
Luna just wants to be tankier, and for the others, I'm not sure. Lynx would be decent, but not better than getting your BKB faster. Probably better than getting a Gleipnir though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just baffled at the fact that no one has a Shard this game. There are a couple of pretty nice ones. Beastmaster's one, for instance. It's a lot of extra vision. Cooldown reduction on the Hawk. Yeah, he's going for it next. He does have that Helm of the Overlord finally finished up. Axe Skull on Takara Beastmaster. Snowball save. Great job coming in. Adrian again doesn't pop the BKB in time and just popped the BKB. Down with the double damage charging through. Terrifyingly scary Lina. And Miggy will be able to disengage, but the Luna just... At one point, this is the problem with having a fresh BKB, is you never want to pop it.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
At some point, she's gonna have to.
Well, hopefully that is going to be the case. Case for more. Roshan has respawn. In comes Now, and there's the Burning Barrage damage. He is definitely doing some heavy duty damage. Roshan for the free shard to be secured. I assume it's going to go to the Clinks.
I think that is quite likely. Tusk shard can be decent as well.
Lina's is amazing if you're playing a Rubik and you steal Laguna Blade.
Now once again we have an Aegis on Lina. Fights were already tough with the 10k net worth lead, but now once again they're in the position when they can't even jump the Lina.
Gaya's courier has been killed.
Free courier.
Serves you right.
I also have those skeletons to worry about. Even though it's not the fastest attack speed, it is still annoying. Those extra attacks during the fight. Clinks spots out Arzent, has the Gleipnir ready. Arzent, there's no way to run. Actually, he's not even using the Gleipnir, just a straight up Burning Barrage spam. And the axe gets decimated.
Yeah, that's rough, and that's pretty much the BKB finish for Clinks.
Desmar moving. No. The roar comes out. That's a big catch onto Miggy. The burst is enough. I mean, this Lina and Clinks just do way too much damage. It's stupid how much damage they can. It's pretty much just a better version of Sniper. Like, he's a mobile version of Sniper.
Be able to get this tier 3 here. Let's see if they want to keep pushing, because Void Spirit and Axe are still dead right now. This could be huge. Look at the shards too.
Oh, BKB popped. Finally, the first time that she popped the BKB, and she still gets absolutely destroyed in seconds. Big axe goal from Arzen. Might have the damage skill off the Clinks. Buybacks come out to plenty. So close. The arrow does not connect. They're so low. And they're all so gone.
Buybacks come out, but they can't really do anything with them. At this point, Luna is now a full item behind Clinks, and that is not the position you want to be in. Because Luna doesn't really man-fight well when she has the same item. She needs more.
All that farming that she's done the entire game gets nullified in 3 minutes.
Yeah, you can just look at the graph. It goes up so fast.
Well, Gaben still gives him 5%. I mean, if you have another one of those 4-man axe calls with a Luna behind it, right-clicking people, yes, they die. They definitely do die. Now spots out Miggy. Actually, Miggy goes in aggressively onto the Clinks. Now decides to chase for more. The break is even there. The Void Spirit is caught out. No spells left to disengage. and the Void Spirit will die. It is a 4-man rotation that at least keeps him occupied, while Lina TP's in... Honestly, they could have probably played that one better, because I think they might have been able to bait her out. However, they walked underneath the ward on the high ground, and they also walked on the outpost that they were taking at the moment that Lina TP'd in. If you just stand on the side, wait for her to TP in, you might actually catch her off guard.
Yeah, probably. And now they're gonna be very late to defend this high ground.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Ancient Thunderhide buff as well with the Frenzy. Bonus attack speed. They definitely need more of that on the side of G-Pride.
Maybe Lina should buy a Mask of Madness just to be safe.
Everyone's got a plan.
Better safe than sorry. Almost level 25. Extra attack range talent added on top for the Lina. What's the Clinks go for? Normally they go for the Death-backed health damage, right?
Let's see him put it out now.
I mean, he already does AoE with the Burning Barrage.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Like
That
kind
is
of
just gonna be mega creeps. Looks like.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
max stall. Jump in, but the snowball save immediately. They will find the catch onto the Lina, but she's got the Aegis. So how much can you get done? Jenna dropping low to the Eclipse, jumps away to the side. Arsent is gonna just get blown to smithereens. The Luna as well. There's nothing they can do in inverse. This just looks like a 2-0 loss coming in. Biggie might be able to get now, but another snowball save coming through. Big plays from Jenna just to style in the last closing seconds. And the GGs have big call 2-0, another one in the South American Division 2, and well, a lot closer at least than the first game, but it did feel the entire time, even when they were equal in net worth and the Luna was on top, it just every single time felt like if the Axe doesn't have a perfect play, there is no chance that they turn this one around.
A lot of credit to the likes of Tao as well for constantly finding the Luna right before she can BKB. Like, that was an impressive Lina game because it's not the easiest one. There is a lot of lockdown and an Axe as well, and ending 19-2 is still very impressive.
Klings dropped all of his items because, you know, why not? Gotta add that empty inventory at the ending of the game. But that, of course, very quickly, again, concludes our series here. Two quick, reasonably quick games. One, I think, 27 minutes. The other one, 33. So, a best of 3 done in an hour of game time. That is kind of the story that we're seeing in this DPC. You definitely see a big disparity between the two sides. Of course, you do have teams like Infinity and Balrogs who are just, you know, you can definitely see them in the Division 1. I mean, especially Infinity. They've been on top of their game. And then on the other end, you've got Inverse, an unknown team who've been butchered the entire time. Wolf team as well, but, you know, I still have a little bit of faith in that team.
Yeah, for sure. There is a few teams that are still, like, not quite there, but still have a good shot. And there is other teams that just look so dominant, like you mentioned. Of course, anything can happen. Even when you're 8-0 right now, you can still lose matches all of a sudden.
Yeah, but I don't expect it that much. I definitely expect them to be able to qualify for Division 1. Of course, that concludes my cast for today. Of course, you're going to be paneling in the next series, if I'm not mistaken, which should be Okori versus Infamous, which is, of course, Okori. Astini is their coach, so they are currently 0-3 as well. Not exactly where they want to be. Definitely, but they're up against another team that is 0-3, so that's going to be an interesting duel to see who is, well, the worst of the bunch. But for me, that is Joe and Tata. I do hope that everyone at home enjoyed the cast. Any closing words from you, Wingblade?
Be sure to drink enough water so you don't burst out into coughing fits in the middle of casting. That's recommended.
I think that is probably a very specific closing couple of words. But, well, drink a decent amount of water. Stay hydrated and have a wonderful day. There will be more Dota on the menu in give or take an hour and 15 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, you enjoyed the show. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.